love and positive vibes. Allow me to start the video by thanking our new subscribers and our returning subscribers. We appreciate you a lot and thank you so much. Today, I want us to focus into the origin of the people of Jamaica, whether it is Africa, whether it is Israel, whether it is Irish, or South America, North America, wherever they came from. So we want to know that today, and the reason why I actually got interested in this is because there is this Chinese lady who is actually Jamaican born. Her parents were born in Jamaica and herself was born in Jamaica, and therefore she is a Jamaican. And she came to social media and actually declared that Jamaicans should stop saying they are Africans and should accept they are not Africans, they are from somewhere else. And she talked about Patwa. And she said that the Patwa language is actually a mixture of Irish and some other dialects. But I want to actually slightly disagree with her. I know she's a Jamaican born and therefore she knows a lot of history about Jamaica. But according to the history I've read about the origin of the people of Jamaica, the Taino people were the first ones to arrive in Jamaica, and then the Spanish people came and they actually sort of wiped away the Arawak people or the Taino people. And then the Spanish started getting people from West Africa specifically to come and work in their plantations. And that is when the African people came to Jamaica. And because there were many, they were brought many, and therefore they could give birth, and therefore there was a lot of population of the black people. So according to me, a large percentage of the Jamaican people are actually from Africa, specifically from West Africa. And when we look at the Patwa language, according to this lady, she talked about the Patwa language being a mixture of Irish and I can't remember which other dialect. But I want to say, if you listen to the people from Nigeria, the people from Ghana, and you listen to the Patwa language, there is a lot of borrowing from West Africa. Some of the words that are used in Patwa are actually West African words, Yoruba, and the people from West Africa. There is a lot Akan people. Actually, most of the words are from the Akan tribe. And therefore, when you say that Jamaicans, their origin is not Africa, that I can refuse. Because there is a lot of words that are used in Jamaican Patwa that are actually African, from Africa. The other thing, we share so much in common with Jamaica. Look at the transport industry. The way the transport vehicles are labeled. You'll find a similarity here in Africa and Jamaica. And also marketplaces. I also talked about the stories I had from the Jamaican people about when they were in school, the kind of life they lived in the 1980s, 1990s, and actually I could see the same things here in Africa, meaning that it is actually the people from Africa who went to Jamaica and introduced all these characteristics. I am not refusing that Jamaica could have other people from other areas, because remember that Jamaican has so many races, and that is why their motto is out of many, one people. They are Chinese, they are Indians, they are Africans, and all these came because of the slave trade and also some came to own the plantations. We have the Spanish, we have the British, we have the Chinese, we have the Indians, we have several people coming from different areas and added to Jamaica. And therefore we can say they are branded, but majority of the Jamaican people are actually have their origin from Africa. They are also Israel, the Jewish people that came from Spain and they came to Jamaica and they occupied the land. And these Jewish would have maybe given birth and they actually multiplied. So Jamaica is a mixture of so many people, but I want to say the African influence, even the culture, the way of life, it is very, very influenced by the African culture. The other thing that I had this lady talking about is about Marcus Garvey coming from somewhere else. Marcus Garvey himself advocated about Africa, and actually he was looking for a way the African can go direct to Jamaica and the Jamaicans can come back to Africa. He was actually looking for a liberated Africa, a relationship between Africa and the Caribbeans. And if Marcus Garvey had actually originated from somewhere else, I don't see why he had this great interest of making the Africans actually have interactions and share things with the Caribbean people. And therefore, I think that is also something misconception or something like that. I want you to listen to this lady, and she had a Jamaican black woman who stays in Canada responding to her, because she went ahead and said that the people of Jamaica that are living in diaspora are not supposed to come back to Jamaica because they will not get the passport of Jamaica, something like that. And this lady came handy to actually answer her. And she told her that I can come to Jamaica anytime I feel like, though I stay in Canada and I have a citizenship of Canada. And therefore, I want you to listen to her and give me your own opinion on whether Jamaicans are Africans or Jamaicans originated from where and why you think so. Because this is a lady born and raised in Jamaica, and she actually had this to say about the origin of the people of Jamaica and the Jamaican people that are living in diaspora. So have a look, or rather listen to the video, and then you listen to the Jamaican black woman video from Canada, and then I'll come back to you later.
Ministry of Education, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing. A bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry, and this includes Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people. My fellow Jamaicans, me come for drink milk, but me there cocoa. It is abundantly clear to me that there are people who live foreign and identify as Jamaicans, but you don't have one of these. And while you're entitled to your opinion, one is a set of rascal dunce. So let me set the record straight. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay your welcome, we put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country from which you came.
Discussion about this Chinese woman. She's Jamaican, but our badass Chinese girl, lady, who feels that she should defend our Chinese roots in Jamaica. Hey, I'm not here to cuss out Miss Chin. That's not my intention. When I listen to what Miss Chin is saying, she has some point. But what I don't agree with Miss Chin with, and Miss Chin, may I tell you, say, me never want really, as I said, come here for have any problem or cuss you out or anything, like what you are going with. But what I can't understand with you is when some of the points you're making that, you know, Jamaican people are not Africans and that Patwa is not from the African language. And you're wrong. You understand? I don't know if you had problem in school. You said that they used to mark you. News. We have news for you. They used to mark me too. And for me, it's obvious that I am of African descent with my skin color and all of that. When you are talking and you're talking about you flip your passport, them and I talk about who born you from who born you. All of my passport, them in my generation, a Jamaican passport, right? I'm in Canada. I have a Canadian passport. But what I did forget to do is take out my blue passport when we have upstairs. And for your information, being here, we still can acquire our Jamaican passport right down in Toronto. There's an office down there where we can acquire our Jamaican passport and being dual citizen. So we don't have any problem. And when you're talking about how if we go to Jamaica, Jamaican government is gonna tell us how long to stay in the country. That's not true. When we go to Jamaica, we can buy a open ticket and go to Jamaica and decide when we want to come back a foreign. You never know that. Yes, as it work, we can decide if we want to come back or not, and nobody can run we out. You understand? So that's not true. If you hold a foreign passport, yes, you would want to obey by the laws of the passport. You travel as a tourist, go somewhere, whether it's there you come from or not, and you would want to come back because there's duration of time you want to travel. But if I get up right now and I buy a ticket and decide I don't want to come back to Canada for how many months, nobody can send me back. No go so. You understand? And you know your accent, your fake Jamaican accent, because remember, say you not live a Jamaican either. You're there foreign, right? So if you there foreign, what you are implying that if we go back to Jamaica, Jamaican government can tell us when we stay. It applies to you too. A foreign, you're there. And I can understand where you're coming from, you know, because I have encountered fierce Chinese people, you know, downtown, when you keep shop downtown, or disrespect Jamaican people. And I mean, if you are Jamaican, I'm not here to say you are not Jamaican or not. You were born there. Your parents were born there. That's what you said. But make it clear, Miss Chin, my father never imported my mother. My father never imported my mother. My mother come from Jamaica and we are African descent. Don't get it wrong. Yes, Jamaican people are African descent. We not afraid. We don't quarrel with nobody. We are okay. We're African and we love Africa. And you cannot, as a born Jamaican Chinese, you cannot dictate to us who we call ourselves. Me never hear nobody say Jamaica is a racially diverse country. I hear that Jamaica is not described as a racially diverse country. Huh? Where you get that from? All your history, them where you dig up and talk about our accent is from Irish people or whatever. And no, in none of the Jamaican Patwa, you can find any Chinese language or any Irish language. No, they're all African, derived from African language. And let me tell you something, most of them were made up by the African people in Jamaica. Because, why? When the slaves were dragged to Jamaica to work, you see, the slaves make up their own language so that the English would know when they're talking what they're talking about. So let me tell you something. Word like nyam is a real word, and that's from Africa. It means food, eating. You understand? Uno. You understand? Mean more than one people. It can mean one or two. Yes, uno does stress. Yes, it's Spanish, but uno is used in Nigeria too as a group of people or one person. So, you know, nobody get it complicated and act as if we don't have no sense. And you know, the one thing women know say, you are really Jamaican, is the nasty word and what you have in your mouth. If you want to belong to a place and if you come to a place, what are you cussing out Jamaican people for? And I call we idiot. Just because we're identifying ourselves with our motherland. And that you upset about? You depend news that talk about you are not Chinese. Yeah, what? All the attacks say you're not Chinese and I'm looking at you. Me no see nothing else to identify you as. And again, you said your father import a Chinese woman, go to China, go get a Chinese woman, forget you as a child. My father never get my mother from nowhere but in a Jamaican. You understand? So if you're mad with somebody and a Jamaican people you're mad with, yeah, you said that then you used to mock you. Then you used to mock me too. Then you used to mock the Indian people and call them coolie. Because anybody poop in a class or pass guess in a class, then say them. Everybody get their share of bullying at school. America, Canada, wherever you come from. So that's not an excuse. All you have to do is if you are defending something, you're defend it respectfully and don't cuss out people and call people dongs. You know the sense now? You're really out of order. Alright, so Miss Chin, me done with you. I'm listening to this American brother who are schooling us too, telling us that it's because we live with country and we are abroad, why other people come in and disrespect us. No. I mean, everybody free to go where they want to go. Some of us leave Jamaica for a better life. A lot of my money is worked here and sent back to Jamaica to look after my parents, to send my sister them and my sister them Pitney and brother Pitney them at school. We send home money to Jamaica, and if it wasn't for us who leave Jamaica to send money back to Jamaica, I don't know what Jamaican people life would be. Even let me talk about my people. A lot of my money is worked and I send back dollars to Jamaica so that our economy can be good. So we don't need to be, even if you are an American, you are not a Jamaican and you are an American. You have to be careful of what you are saying too. I don't agree with you saying that if we never leave the country, this wouldn't happen to us. I mean, you the America. What about blacks for Trump? Go talk to them. What about blacks for Trump? All I'm saying is that when all of us are defending our territory and where we come from, we must be respectful. And there are truth in most of the arguments, there are truth in them. Because if I born in Jamaica, to be on Miss Chin side a little bit, I born in Jamaica. I wasn't born in China. I grew up in Jamaica. I go to school in Jamaica. My parents lived in Jamaica. My parents, I mean, she's right. She's Jamaican. The only thing is that me don't know what she really defend. I don't know what she's mad about. Because if she's mad because we are saying, rightfully saying that we are African and that she's mad about, I don't understand her. You understand? But I mean, everybody where you're born, you can't help where you're born. And wherever you're born, you're going to say you're born. There are a lot of Jamaicans who are born in America. Yeah, they say that they're Jamaican and they're American too. Or Canada or England or wherever we come from. Jamaica is a melting pot, but it's not a pot where, you know, everybody are going to say, okay, we are not Jamaican because we are not African, but we come from Jamaica. No, we are African. If we are not sure of where we come from, if none of us are unsure, or any of us are unsure, I'm not unsure. I am of African descent, and I am very proud. I love it, and I am going to say it over and over again, right? So nobody else who were dragged to Jamaica or who are from Jamaica, whether you're Indian, Chinese, English, not Russian, Germans, those people that I know, Irish, you cannot come to Jamaica and tell black Jamaicans that we are not Africans. No, I don't see your point.
I'm sure you have listened to these two women. One is talking about Jamaicans not belonging to Africa, and the other one is proving to her that Jamaicans are actually, most of them are Africans, and she categorically says, I myself, I am an African, and I believe that Africa is where our origin is. And I was going through the comment section and I saw so many people answering this woman, either supporting her or going against her, what she was talking about. And I want to say that I don't disagree with both sides. Yes, there are those Jamaicans that came from Israel. There are those Jamaicans that came from India. There are those Jamaicans that came from Spain and Britain. But there are those Jamaicans that were brought as slaves from West Africa. And according to this woman, she was telling the Chinese lady, Africa is where we came from. Because there is so much we share with the African people. Our culture actually shares a lot with the African people. And she was actually trying to convince her that for sure, most of the Jamaicans, their origin is Africa. When I looked at comment section, there is this lady who was asking a question. And she was asking, I live in Canada. My children are born in Canada. Can I say I am a Canadian, though I have Canadian citizenship? No, I can only say I originated from Africa because all the black people actually originated from Africa, according to this woman who was trying to explain to the Chinese lady. All the black people came from Africa, and therefore our source is Africa. We might have gone to different countries to work or to look for green pastures, but our country of origin, where our ancestors are, is Africa. And therefore there were so many people that came to the comment section to actually explain why Jamaicans are Africans or why they are not Africans. And some were saying every person born in Jamaica should not call themselves Africans or Chinese or wherever they originated from. They should call themselves Jamaicans. And therefore, they actually concluded, according to the comment section, that if you are born in Jamaica, then you are a Jamaican. But what about the DNA? Because the DNA goes back to our ancestors. Those people that we originated from. Because everybody, whether you are in Europe, whether you are in Africa, whether you are in the Caribbean, you originated from somewhere. There is your ancestors, where they came from. And all of us, our DNA is traced from where we came from. And that is why most of the Jamaicans were saying, yes, we are in Jamaica, we are Jamaicans, but our DNA is deep-rooted in Africa because that is where we came from. And therefore, there were others that were arguing, there is this Jewish people that came from Spain and came and settled in Jamaica. But their original place or their ancestral place was Gambia in Africa. So whether they were Jewish, they had actually come from Gambia in Africa, then they went to Spain, and then they came to Jamaica. So the Spanish people that came to Jamaica, if they are Jewish, then they originated from Africa. And therefore, the Jamaican people are Africa by the fact that they are those that left West Africa as slaves, and they are those that had left area as Jewish from the Spain, and then they came to Jamaica. And therefore, most of of Jamaica, their artwork, their craft actually talks a lot about Africa, their music. And therefore we can conclude that most of the Jamaicans are actually from Africa, though there are some that have come from other areas. And that is why their motto is out of many, one people. Actually, I was doing research on who owns Jamaica, who are the most influential people in Jamaica. And I tell you guys, it will shock you. You know, the other day I could hear the black Americans talking about that they cannot imagine a black person in Jamaica can own a supermarket, can own a business, can actually be in government, in politics, because it's very, very unlikely for them to experience that in America. But I came to realize that in Jamaica, there is a lot to understand. When it comes to who owns Jamaica, I came across 21 families that actually own Jamaica. This one, I'm not going to talk about it in this video. I'm saying that because there is a lot to be understood about the Jamaican people and who actually own Jamaica and where they originated from and whether they were slaves or they were the masters of slaves during those days. And therefore, I'll bring to you a video to tell you who owns and who has the greatest influence in Jamaica. So guys, it is for you now to tell us, do you believe that Jamaicans came from Israel or Irish or they came from Africa? Put it in the comment down below and tell us, where did the Jamaicans come from? See you during the next video. Bye bye and God bless.